moving from place to place, place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning, Tobago, and welcome this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. It is a beautiful Thursday morning. It is Thursday, the 16th February 2023. I am Rhea Richardson George, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. Good morning to Tobago, good morning Trinidad, those of you viewing in the Caribbean, and those of you on the live. Good Thursday morning to you. You know, I always enjoy Thursday mornings, right? Because it's so close to Friday. Well, unfortunately, this morning, Julian Skeet is not with us, but we've got quite an interesting program lined up for you. So it's a beautiful morning here. We're coming to you live from the third floor, Port Mall, Lower Scarborough, Tobago. Before we get into things, we want to head on over to news in 90 seconds with Chanel.
Thank you so much, Rhea. And here is your news in 90 seconds for Thursday, the 16th of February, 2023. Deputy political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Keezel Jackson, resigned yesterday in a social media post. She explained that political leader Watson Duke is not stable enough to have her genuine support. She also accused him of being disrespectful and acting impulsively. In response, Duke posted a live video on his Facebook page where he detailed an intimate personal relationship with Jackson that disintegrated, leading to her resignation. Duke also accused Jackson of physical violence and later posted receipts of a police report to validate his claims. Additionally, accommodation providers in Tobago are not responding to emails from prospective guests, according to Executive Chairman of the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, Alicia Edwards. She made the statement yesterday at the tourism stakeholder meeting in Shore Park Complex. Edwards complained that the TTAL was approached on many occasions by international tour agencies who experienced issues securing bookings with some accommodation providers. She pointed out that poor experiences like these undermine the marketing efforts of TTAL and discourage visitors from considering Tobago for their vacation. And finally, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley failed at selling the defunct Petrotrin refinery in Pointe-à-Pierre to Guyana. Dr. Rowley pitched the sale of the refinery at the International Energy Conference at the Expo in Guyana on Tuesday. However, as the conference continued yesterday, Guyana's Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Cherie Hapedid Peru, turned down the offer, saying they would rather construct their own refinery to meet the needs of their growing energy industry in Guyana. And that was your news in 90 seconds. Back to you, Rhea.
Thank you so much there, Chanel. And Chanel, while you're there, you just completed your news in 90 seconds. I want to get, overnight, seems as though it was overnight, just about 15 hours, 16 hours or so ago, we saw the resignation of Keezel Jackson. And then, and let me get your thoughts there. What are your thoughts there?
I don't even know if my thoughts are appropriate for this medium this morning, but it's quite interesting, the developments that we have been seeing within the Progressive Democratic Patriots. And it speaks to the stability of the party at this time, because I believe that Mr. Duke would have felt that although things were falling apart a bit in Tobago based on the relationship with the current executive, maybe he had a saving grace in Trinidad led by Keezel Jackson as his deputy. And with everything that we've been seeing unfolding there in Trinidad, it looks like his prospects for that upcoming local government elections are really running very short.
Well, I hear what you're saying, and the old people say all touring are good to talk. Now, I'm looking here at Mr. Duke's response particularly Mr. Duke's response to Kizelle Jackson's letter of resignation. Now, we understand during the, within the contents of the letter or the resignation, she would have hinted to certain things, the inappropriate nature of her relationship with Mr. Duke, and it was left to speculation. I mean, we can go high, we can go low, but it was left to speculation. But your thoughts on Mr. Duke's response to that letter, to Kizelle Jackson's letter of resignation. Mr. Duke decided to go live and explain in quite detail the nature of his relationship with Miss Jackson. Your thoughts on that?
Now, Rhea, though controversial, I must say this. When we think about a man such as Mr. Watson Duke, we don't think about diplomacy. We don't think about someone who is going to deliver on the level of the Prime Minister that he strives to be. Contrary to some popular beliefs, I'm really not mad at the approach that Mr. Duke has taken, seeing the graphicness of the relationship and some of the things that did occur, especially seeing his past and, certain charges that he may currently have against him. Maybe he was in his right to come out and really give that full disclosure so that no type of misconstrued messages could be put out there against him that could try to further deteriorate his character. I mean, any type of indictment against his character, I would say he made it himself. So it wasn't up to anybody else to tell his story. And they say the best type of story is when you are able to tell your own story. So I think that he really took charge of the narrative there. And that's something that Mr. Duke has done before. And he is really good at doing that. He leads the story before the story takes on a mind of its own. So he got in front of it before it got out of control. Knowing Mr. Duke, what else did we really expect?
I don't even know what to say at this point. I'm really not even certain what anyone can say at this point. Seems as though this might be the nail that drives the nail in the coffin for the party itself. And I'm wondering what Chief Augustine Farley Augustine would have to say on this issue. And of course, the chief, along with other members of the party, would have distanced themselves plainly quite recently. I wonder what they would have to say on this at this point. But before we continue on that discussion, we've got Tobago in focus, so we'll head on over into that at this time.
Investing time in the educational system is at the top of the list for the Division of Education, Research and Technology. Specifically, investing in strategic financial planning will allow them an opportunity to create a realistic budget and source additional funds toward current and future projects. The Community Impact Initiative is one of many presently being worked on.
The Community Impact is that leg of impact, the program that is currently being run in the schools that will be extended to the community. So it is an intervention strategy that we have to help the community to develop educationally. So while we're focusing on giving the students at school the right tools, the right resources, there are adults in the community who are crying out, here is what, I would like to have my maths and English, and it may not be for a job, but just to be in the conversation with their child or ward, helping them with their homework, being part of that development process with them. So we have persons interested in doing the maths and English at the CSEC level, and some for actually a job.
DIRTEC's personal advisor, Sanisha Ali, affirmed there are also groups of persons who are increasingly interested in becoming computer literate, especially out of the COVID-19 pandemic.
You can't access certain governmental services, you can't make a booking online, it's just very overwhelming to some of the adults. So there was an awareness with the technology. So there is this part of community impact. While we focus on maths and English, we want to focus as well on the literacy aspect. And that literacy aspect will have some literacy, some numeracy, and the computer literacy, just helping adults to become more functionally literate, being able to access certain grants or services that they are eligible for, but they are unable to actually do the sign up and the write up.
There are also other groups of adults in the community who are interested in getting training as it relates to trades. In this regard, DIRTEC has begun collaboration with the Division of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport.
Instead of reinventing the wheel and have this division doing the same thing that the other division is doing and money is running here for the same programs there, we decided to collaborate, and we will have them as part of the stakeholders in that part of the initiative for community impact. And then, how can we forget our elders, right? So we have the elders who may just be like, I enable with the books and I enable with the maths and the English and the whatever, but what is there for us, you know? And so we have that aspect of the community impact that will target the elders.
The Community Impact Program will assist in not just adult activity, but it intends to stimulate and bring a sense of belonging to the elderly and keep them consistently engaged.
Welcome back, viewers. You're still viewing the Tobago Updates morning show. And we've got quite an interesting lineup for you this morning. But before we share our lineup, we're going to get on into some birthday celebrations for today. All right, so we've got some lovely persons celebrating their birthday today. And we start things off this morning celebrating Jolie Daniel, and that's Jolie Daniel, who's celebrating her 7th birthday today. Love going out to you today, Jolie. Happy, happy birthday from your granny, your auntie, daddy, mommy, and the entire family. So we trust that you have a great day, Jolie Daniel. And there she is again, posing. Very photogenic. And then we've got Aisha Moore celebrating her birthday. Happy birthday going out to you this morning, Aisha Moore. From all of us here at Tobago Updates, we trust that you have a great one. And this is going out to you from Julian, Laverne, and the entire family. And all of us here at Tobago Updates, Aisha Moore. Hey, and this is no stranger to Tobago. All right, I wish I could do it in some dramatic style for you this morning. Jared Primer celebrating your birthday, and lots of love going out to you. Love and hugs and kisses from a wifey Keisha, your children, Julian, and the entire family, and all of us here at Tobago Updates. Have a great one there, Jared Primer. And then we've got Stacy Sandy Doyle celebrating her birthday. Lots of love going out to you today, Stacy Sandy Doyle, from all of us here at Tobago Updates. And a beautiful teacher, wonderful person, Delva Wilson, celebrating her birthday. Trust that you have a great one, and lots of love from all of us. Resources and fisheries. And this morning the focus is on the Bucca Reef Marine Park guidelines for Carnival. Yes, we understand that a lot of persons, some persons are going to be taking part in the revelry in Scarborough, Crown Point, Roxborough, but other persons may decide to utilize the beaches and, access the scenery throughout Tobago. But there are some guidelines, particularly with the usage of the Bucca Reef Marine Parks. You would want to hear more about what's coming up there. And then we're going to be chatting with Assemblyman Ian Pollard, Secretary for the Division of Settlements, Public Utilities and Rural Development, on the division's upcoming development. So you want to hear more about that as well. And then Alan Morrison and Garth Nichols are going to be chatting with us this morning as they chat with us on the Prelude to Paradise, the sporting event. All right, and these guys are certainly passionate, always been passionate about sport in Tobago. But viewers, that's just about it for us. Now, we want to say good morning as well to all of those on the live this morning, viewing us, whether you're viewing us on Facebook, YouTube, M&E TV, Gael, wherever you're viewing from this morning, we say good morning to you. And for those of you connecting with us on the live, Andre Edwards, good morning to you. Alicia Devines, we've got Julia Brown, good morning. Julia Brown says Watson Dude needs to check himself. Alicia Samuel, good morning, sweet Tobago. Pearl Murray Beard, good morning to you. Thank you, good morning. And it's always good to have all of you locked on with us here on the Tobago Updates Morning Show, live, YouTube, or on TV. Well, viewers, as we head on over into things, this is your opportunity to share the live, share the live, share the live.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash in transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
NCW Productions presents Mako and Hush. Rest. The Tour. The After Carnival release. February 26, Shaw Park Complex, 4 p.m. Come see the future in comedy, music, drama, pan, and dance, alongside some of the biggest names in entertainment, all on one stage. See performances from Shawayne Winchester, Culture B, Swappy, Chappie, Ding Dong, Too Real, and Mikey Tower. Jara Nurse, Jared Balfour, KMC, Chance to Dance, comedians like The Drunken Saint, Kivo, Jerome Richardson, Kevin Sawyer, NCW, the Social Media All-Stars, and much, much more. See special appearance from the More Life Twins and newly added to the cast, Brother B. You can get your limited early bird tickets on islandetickets.com or visit any one of our advertised outlets. For more information, please call JB on 398-9107 or contact Sean at Jade Monkey Bar. Rest. The Tour comes to Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We are chatting this morning with Barry Lovelace, the Marine Park Manager attached to the Department of Marine Resources and Fisheries. And this morning, viewers, our focus is on the Buko Reef Marine Park guidelines for Carnival. Barry Lovelace, good morning and welcome.
Hello, good morning, Ria. Good morning, good morning.
No, it's good to...
I'm also about to sing the song there, so it's so much in my head, you know.
Sing away, Barry, sing away.
Yes. It's always a pleasure to be here with you. Mm-hmm. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
This morning in my capacity as Marine Park Manager.
Okay.
It's a somewhat new role, but I'm here.
And I know you've always been passionate about the environment, always something with the environment.
Yes,
And the focus this morning is on the marine environment. Like I was saying earlier, a lot of persons will be jumping up in Carnival. They will be engaged in the revelry throughout Scarborough, Crown Point, Roxborough. But there's some persons who would decide to take the weekend off and visit the beaches and
go camping.
That's
and
right.
do softer things, you know.
Right.
So yes, well, about the Boca Reef Marine Park. Well, I'm sure you would agree that that area there is Tobago's main tourism attraction, right?
One would say yes.
And it's so for many reasons, right? It's about 7 square kilometers of seascape,
right?
Right, and we have there various ecosystems coexisting. We have mangroves on the landward fringe. As you come further out to sea, you have the seagrass beds, right, with all the diversity of organisms that depend on that system.
Right.
And then as you go further, you have the coral reef system, you know, which provides habitat for a range of species, up to 70 different species of fish, 40 different species of corals, and so on, and many other organisms. And so this is a treasure. In fact, it's the only that kind of complex, ecosystem complex, that exists in the nation. And I would even go as far as to say the Caribbean, right, in terms of its accessibility and so forth. So the Boca Reef is really a true treasure. And so
Agreed.
In the 70s, 1970, thereabouts, right, the then government saw wisdom in protecting it.
Right.
Right, and so an act was passed, which is called the Marines Area Preservation and Enhancement Act. That was passed, and it, of course, the boundaries were delineated, and that area is now restricted, right? So yes, it's not a free for all, right? And so it is. We have to protect it, and of course, the authority, right, lies in the minister, right? Of course, by virtue of the THA Act, it will now rest with the secretary, or the THA, who confers it now to the Secretary of the Division of Food Security, Natural Resources, the Environment, and Sustainable Development. Now, that's a large division. And within there, you have now the Department of Marine Resources and Fisheries, which is now given the responsibility of management of that area.
Of which you are now.
Right, and within that department, you have the Marines Area Unit, of which I am now functioning as the Marine Park Manager. Right?
All right. Now, based on the current act, or based on the current legislature, what does it now allow for visitors to access and not access?
Right. Well, there are many users on the reef. Most people would be familiar with the tour boats,
right?
The reef boats, right? Now, they are able to access the reef, granted they have a permit. Now, in addition to the act, right, in 2018-19 thereabouts, the Executive Council would have passed a user policy for the Boca Reef, right, which further stipulates, you know, the whole permit system and so on, right? So boats are supposed to be registered. They are registered for a certain number in terms of their capacity, a number of passengers and so on. And of course, various other things, right? And
duration and activity.
Yes, the duration is now between 9 to 5, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. in terms of that area being opened.
Right.
Of course, activities are allowed outside of those times, but by permission. You have to have approval to carry out such activities. And so the reason for the advisory is to make the public aware of these rules that govern the activities in that area, right? Because of course, you know, Carnival is a peak time. You know, you also have Easter and Christmas and so we try to come on and, you know, make the public aware of the regulations that apply to the reef. Now, granted that the THA is now conferred management of the reef, we have to police it. We have to, you know, have surveillance and so on, put management structures in place, have zones you know, where you manage a space, certain activities could happen here but not here, so you don't have views of conflict and all these kind of things. It's a lot.
It is.
And it's a lot, quite a lot. And so because of that now, we not need resources, human resources to surveil the area, as well as monetary resources, right? And so we have a long way to go yet in terms of getting that right, in my opinion. And that's part of, I guess, why I'm there, to try and help that process along. But for the upcoming season here, right, we will have discussions with the Trinidad and Tobago Police Service, right, and they are quite eager to help, right, in terms of the surveillance of the area to make sure the activities that are supposed to happen within the reef, you know,
actually
happen. Right.
All right. Now, and I hear what you're saying. Now, we have some persons who may decide to throw have an impromptu boat ride, an impromptu party event on the boat, whatever it is. Give us an idea of the process that one needs to follow to be able to access this pass. Right.
Well, in terms of accessing the reef, normally you would access the reef via a reef boat. Well, there are other activities such as, you know, there's water sports.
Right.
There are activities such as jet skis, but that is strictly prohibited, right? As far as the policy is concerned, all the permit allows for jet skis is passage through the reef, right? But you can't. There's a designated area for jet skis that is outside of the boundaries of the park.
Of the park, okay.
Right. But in terms of persons wanting to have parties and so forth, that promoter type party atmosphere is not encouraged, right? Now, some allowances are made for what they are called these kind of rum punch parties, traditional boat tours, right? That have always been there. And there too, you need to get the necessary approvals. And in terms of the music being loud, you know, the user
all of
policy,
these things disturb the park.
Exactly, right? And it disturbs the enjoyment of the park as well, right? In terms of the loudness of the music, it's nothing beyond 60 decibels. So, you know, it's within your space. You hear your own music, right? It's not one blasting a music so and the next one blasting the next music. Like, you know, that's not the... But certainly, persons can organize trips and so on through the registered operators on the reef. And of course, they would know, you know, the process. It requires them making an application to the Marines Area Unit, the Department of Marine Resources and Fisheries. And of course, they too have some things to do, you know, in terms of qualifying, you know. Part of it would include training and so on, right? But as I said, you know, with the resources being as it is, some of these things have not been happening as they ought. But with time, we'll fix those things.
All right, and remind us again of the sole purpose, in fact, not even the sole purpose, but the purpose of this unit as it relates to protecting the environment.
Right, it's a small unit, the Marines Area Unit. We have the Marine Park Manager. We also have a research officer, and we have, at present, 4 reef patrol officers, or reef patrollers, we call them. Right? They are also assisted by 4 more senior trawler captains, right? So it's a small unit, but however, as I said, we engage with other law enforcement agencies, the police service, the Trinidad and Tobago Coast Guard, maritime services, and so on, to help us with the patrols and the surveillance and so on. But we need more resources. We need more resources, and well, from the way I see things, there's also a need for, how I should say, a more harmonious policy with regards to the management of that space. Because as I started saying, it's our main tourism attraction.
Right.
And sometimes the tourism objectives kind of clash with the conservation and preservation objectives, right?
When they should be, I mean, you should be working together.
Right,
here.
but there are 2 different divisions.
Right.
Responsible for those 2 activities, right? So at the very top level, there's need for a harmonious agreement as to how this space is to be used and what are the trade-offs. Because sometimes you set foot on the reef, you're impacting on it. right? There's some sort of trade-off that you have to consider in terms of disturbing the ecosystem and so on. So that has to be studied, and there has to be an agreed trade-off between the tourism objective and the preservation objective, right? And mind you, not only is there the local Marines Area Act, right?
Yes.
That area is also designated as a Ramsar site, which makes it of international importance now, right? So Trinidad and Tobago is now committed to preserving the ecological character of that space, right? As a matter of international responsibility. So there's that as well. Also,
heavy responsibility.
Yeah, also, right now this law that is now there applies to the boundaries that has been there since what, 1970, right? So it's kind of old and needs, you know. Right now, there are two laws, well, pieces of legislation going through the passage, right? Meeting various obstacles, but they are going through nonetheless. One is the Environmentally Sensitive Areas Act, right? Which, if when passed, that will add greater teeth to the laws protecting, to the activities, you know, protecting that area. And we also have no, that would have started in, that would have been passed by cabinet in 2007 thereabout.
Okay.
Right, but it has had some challenges. You know, you always have this little challenge with the THA versus the national side of things, right? However, the THA has put forward their own bill, right, which is the Marine Parks Bill. Right, and that my understanding that is now before cabinet. So it's right now outside of the THA's hand, right? But it's going through there. But whichever of them gets passed first, it will add a significantly higher level of protection in terms of the fines and the, you know, and so on.
To the park.
Yeah.
All right. Now I wanted to ask you here very quickly, in terms of the protection of the reef and the park, what type of education is given out there for persons? Now, we live in Tobago. Some of what you said this morning, a lot of persons, I'm sure, in Tobago are not aware of.
Yes, yes.
What type of education is involved in ensuring that every person, whether local or tourist, knows what is happening, or is aware of what is happening with the reef?
Yes, well, education is happening now.
What is
right?
happening now, yes.
But you know, my background is from the NGO sector.
Yes.
This THA thing is a new thing to me, right? And throughout my whole career, that has been my focus, educating with respect to these aspects of environmental conservation. So I intend to bring that, you know, that skill to, you know, the new role as Marine Park Manager, right? And so we've been discussing that to engage the schools, because I think that's where it really begins in terms of changing. If you've got to change the attitude of a population, you got to start early, right? And yes, I think we've been doing some of that with the help of the various NGOs. I'm sure you recall the great efforts of the Book Reef Trust and also Environment Tobago. And now we have currently Eric, right, in the Environmental Research Institute in Charlottesville, right? So collaboratively, we work with the NGOs and all other stakeholders, right, to roll out an education campaign. Because mind you, in the absence of the resources to manage as we ought, the next best thing is public awareness and public pressure. Once the public knows what obtains as to the reef, once they know the value of the reef to them personally, when they go out there and they see things happening as it ought not to happen, they will now bring to bear pressure on the users of the reef to conform, a sort of self-compliance in terms of what happens on the reef.
Is there a fine? Is there a penalty to one flouting the laws?
But it's so low, I don't even want to say it, right? But and that's what I'm saying. So we need to fix all those things. This
needs to be revised, yeah.
But once, I mean, if say, for example, if some law enforcement agency charges you for an infringement, the disturbance that they will create in implementing that charge, right, could be so uncomfortable, right? That you may even be willing to pay the fine quickly. You understand? But you know, like you could lose your permit, right? In terms of your permission to operate on the reef, you're losing business, right? And then you're going through the process. They could seize the boat or whatever it is, the craft, and the long process of going through that could be a very uncomfortable. Okay. Right? So those are some of the strategies the law enforcement agency use, right, in the absence of having hefty fines. But if we have the ESA Act pass or the Marine Parks Bill pass, that will assist greatly, in terms of us enforcing the rules on that precious space.
All right. So Barry, how can persons contact the unit? I mean, for those watching, I'm now recognizing that, hey, I'm going to need to have a pass if we're going to do X, Y, Z.
Yes.
How can persons access the unit?
Right. They can come to the office, the headquarters there at Millshave, the Millshave complex.
Yes.
Right.
And that's down at Chivon.
Yes. We are on the ground floor. Right. You just ask for the Marine Resources and Fisheries Area unit, and you will be assisted. If you need to call, well, the only number I have in my head is 639 4446. Right?
Okay.
Yeah, so you call that number and they will direct you.
Accordingly.
Yes, accordingly.
All right. Well, I want to thank you this morning for being on the program with us, and certainly some information out there. A lot of persons, for those persons who did not know, now you know. If you didn't know before, now you know. Certainly you do know, that there are rules and regulations, and there's a process involved in being able to access the marine park, a process involved in being able to enjoy. It's not just about having fun and frolicking, but we've also got to be very responsible with what has been entrusted to us as a people, as a Tobago people.
Exactly.
This is one of our gems. This is one of our resources, our natural resources. We've got to protect it for our children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren to come. All right? Yes, Julian, for your grandchildren too. All right?
And just say one more thing in terms of if persons need to see, need greater detail in terms of the advisory, the do's and the don'ts on the reef. The advisory is out. It's on the division's webpage.
Right.
And it has been published on all the major news outlets. So you can go find it there. Right.
All right. And we've got to be responsible. So we see persons as well coming to Tobago, utilizing the marine park and the other, or some of our other natural resources. They throw garbage and we look at it, we quarrel, we make a noise about it, but we leave it there. We've also got to be responsible. This belongs to us.
Yes.
This belongs to us, okay? Say something, do something. All right, thank you so much again, Barry, for being on the program with us. Always a pleasure. There was lots more coming up on this morning on the Tobago Updates Morning Show. So share the live, share the live, share the live.
I come from a place I love. Vibes don't make us never stop. Like something to stray away.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO, and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Hear this. Something telling me Joe. Something telling me where. Something telling me this is the end. I can feel the spirit. It calling me. The spirit calling me. Spirit. It calling me. Start to jump around if you feel the spirit. It calling me. The spirit calling me.
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning.
Viewers, welcome back this morning to the Tobago Updates Morning Show. We're chatting this morning with Alan Morrison, who is the organizing committee member, along with Garth Nichols, another organizing committee member. And this morning, the topic is the Prelude to Paradise, the sporting event. They'll tell us so much more about it. I believe that there is another story to tell here. Everybody's got a story. We want to hear your story this morning. Let's talk about the Prelude to Paradise, the sporting event. Let's get into things. First of all, is this the first of its kind?
Yes, good morning, everyone. Yes, it is the first of its kind, and we are hoping to have it continue going forward as the years progress.
All right, we wanna know what it's about and what prompted it. So let's start with what the event is all about, and then we get into the mind.
So the Prelude to Paradise is a collaborative event hosted by the Kaizen Panthers Athletic Club, the RSS Phoenix Youth and Sports Club, and the Run Tobago, which is a non-profit organization. The event is going to highlight some of our sporting talent on the island from the age groups of under 9 straight to the senior category. And it's called Prelude to Paradise as a catchment for Paradise Challenge, which happens on May the 28th this year. So before we get to Paradise Challenge, which is a one-day event in May, we have the Prelude to Paradise to give persons an idea of some of the persons that they can expect to see, in addition to other athletes who will be coming in from abroad to compete at Paradise Challenge 2023.
All right. What prompted this? This is the part, viewers, because there's a story to tell. What prompted this? God, tell us what prompted this.
Morning, everyone. Morning, Trinidad and Tobago. It's kind of difficult to explain in detail what really prompted this, but I think there is a great need for the development of track and field and the continual development of track and field in Tobago. And for years, I have been chatting with clubs, trying to get them to come together to form an event that would assist the development of track and field, to showcase the talent of track and field on the island. We have been doing it through under the entries with their development meets and their track and field series and so on. But I think it was important that clubs come together and challenge each other to raise the standard, raise the bar of track and field in Tobago. And of course, with the expertise that myself and Mr. Morrison, we have developed over the years under the Tobago Athletic Committee, we would have actually decided that we would come together to assist each other, assist other clubs in terms of development of the athletes as well as development of track and field in Tobago.
Now, and I love what it is I'm hearing. Talk a little bit here about the importance of competition. I know there's some persons who do not believe that it should be, even from a preschool level, because they have sports at the early childhood education level, and they try not to get the children to compete. But our world is very different. The world is about competition. It's about who's better than whom. But talk to us a little bit here about the purpose of competition in one's life, and that having sport, well, team against team.
So the competition is very important because it allows persons to be able to gauge their progress. It can be used as a benchmark.
Right.
So for us in track and field, it is going to be very important for the athletes as they progress through the training season to be able to, for coaches to have an idea as to where they are in their program. Unfortunately, we haven't had many events as we would have usually had because we would have had the TAC, which would have collaborated with the entries to actually have 2 to 3 events prior to the character trials.
Right.
This year, there was a kind of a shift away from that. So we took it upon ourselves to actually get it done because it would have cost a significant amount of money for each of the clubs involved to take 20, 30 at least to Trinidad, $400 a ticket, $800 accommodation, meals and transport, when you could really just pool the resources and actually have an event that gives you the same environment and affordability for competition to occur and get the same result.
So it's all happening in Tobago, amongst Tobago.
Well, clubs are also invited from Trinidad,
Right.
but the intent was to allow the athletes that are based here to forego the extra financial burden of having to travel to Trinidad. Now, we were scheduled to have another event in January, but that had to be cancelled due to the unavailability of the stadium. So hence we were left with this one, which is 2 weeks prior to the character trials, which will be held in Tobago. So it kind of is like a dress rehearsal for the athletes to gauge with 5 training sessions to go what they can expect at the character trials.
All right, let's talk about the club. How many clubs are involved in this challenge? This first.
So the challenge is open to any club that wants to compete,
Right.
but in terms of the organization of it, it's going to be 2 clubs and the non-profit organization that really came together to make this happen.
To do the organizing of the event.
Yes.
Right, but in terms of the number of clubs.
So we will get a final count on that by later tonight because the entry is closed today, but so far we have had 5 clubs from Trinidad who have expressed interest that would have already registered their athletes to come to the event because they also have the same problem as the stadium in Trinidad is going to be closed after the Carnival event for repairs to the Commonwealth Youth Games. So athletes still need that extra opportunity to actually try to qualify for the character games through attaining a standard and come into the character games. So that is also something that we try to assist with providing an opportunity for athletes to have.
All right, and I hear what you're saying. Now, I'm just asking the question here with regards the timing of this event and Carnival. How are athletes expected to train? How are athletes expected to train if there is no stadium? What's happening?
So, which one of these? Because currently we still train at the Dwight York.
We still train, but you did indicate that though the teams and the clubs in Trinidad are facing the same problem with the stadiums being closed just after Carnival, when this is all preparation time for the Character Games. So
I know a couple of the coaches have resorted to finding alternative venues, and some still have the other stadia available, but the Hazy Crawford is the one that is not going to be available to them during this particular period. Well, from now until the end of May, June.
Wow. Okay. All right. So let's go a little bit deeper into the event and what it actually entails. In terms.
So it's a 2-day event that starts at 2 p.m. on both days. It's $60 for a meet pass. The meet pass guarantees you entry for both days. Now, if you decide to pay at the gate, it's going to be $40 per day. Right. So it's actually advantageous to actually have the meet pass for persons who are interested in being there for 2 days. There's going to be heats and finals for more of the senior events. The junior events will be time finals. And we have a challenge showdown, which is supposed to take place between two Olympians who are really going to be competing in their specialty events for the first time in Tobago in over 5 to 6 years. That is Akani Hislop and Andwele Wright. Akani would have been a part of the 4x1 team at the Commonwealth Games that got the silver medal, and Andwele was also at the Commonwealth Games, but he's also the national outdoor record holder. So we are looking for that anticipated showdown on day 1, and day 2 we're going to see a couple more persons involved, which would be Imani, Kimani, and Andwele, both who are champions in their own respect, with Imani being considered number 5 in the world last year. We currently also have our 2 record holders in the shot put men and discus women. Lalini Grant, national junior record holder, which she attained last year at the Dwight York Stadium as well. And Akeem Stewart, who would have broken the national record at Paradise Challenge last year. So we expect it to be a very action-packed event, and we are looking forward to having as much persons there to really lend their support to the development of the talent that we have. We also have some junior athletes who will be on show and who are also seeking to attain character standards. So we're looking forward to a very fun evening that allows persons to understand, you know, the kind of intensity that we have and the talent that we have to display in Tobago.
All right, question. Maybe Gav can answer, Mr. Nicholas can respond to this. Why the term Prelude to Paradise? Where did the name come from? Where the event name? What's up with that?
It's a very catchy name, and
you know, when I saw that, I wasn't thinking sport, I was thinking fet. But go ahead.
It is actually a build-up to the Paradise Challenge, all right? So this is a prelude. It is a build-up. It's actually leading into the Paradise Challenge. It's a preparation that gets persons in a certain aspect, a certain development range that would allow them to compete. Because remember, the Paradise Challenge, if not, is the premier event in Tobago for track and field. We saw that last year. We saw the action that took place there. So it's actually a build-up where athletes can make the way, so to speak. So it's just a glimpse of what to expect in the Paradise Challenge.
We got it. And remind us of the dates here again.
February 25th and 26th, 2 p.m. start time on both days, expected to be finished by 7:37 p.m. on both days. Also, before I forget, we have a feature event on day 2, which is going to be a fitness challenge. And that is in collaboration with Mr. Lyndon Bacchus, Downtown Fitness, and a couple other persons, that we are going to provide persons with the opportunity to really have an idea as to how we can merge different sporting disciplines all into one to create a wholesome entertainment event in the area of sport.
And would this fitness challenge be open to the public?
Well, at this time, it would not be, but we are hoping that by the time we get to Paradise Challenge, we would have a build-up where the cream of the crop of the fitness challenges that are going to happen during that period will be at Paradise Challenge to let persons understand their true potential, talent, and expertise.
Hence the name Prelude to Paradise.
Hence the name. Got it. We got it loud and clear. Gentlemen, any other bits of information for viewers this morning? We've got the date, we've got the starting time, and this is also for persons to come on out and support.
Yes, because this is also seen as a fundraiser event for the clubs involved, seeing that we would need to get the necessary funding for the athletes to participate at the championships in Trinidad that are later down in the year. And we are about getting corporate TNT and getting the crowdfunding going in terms of participation from members of the public, because at the end of the day, sports is our business. These are our athletes, our children. We always want to, jump on the bandwagon after they have gotten there, but we really need to be in the process of getting them there. So we're looking forward to persons coming and entertaining themselves and enjoying what we have to offer.
And you continue to fight, gentlemen, you continue to fight the good fight to ensure that Tobago's athletes get their just due.
Yes.
Hopefully we can see some some great things happening in the area of sport really soon. Really great things happening in the area of sport here in Tobago. So again, I want to thank you guys for being on the program with us this morning.
It's a pleasure being here.
It's a pleasure being here.
Always happy to have you. And it's happening on the 25th and 26th at the
Dwight York Stadium.
That's right. And give us the name again.
Prelude to Paradise. Be there.
Thank you so much. Well, viewers, we're going to leave it there certainly for today. And we want to thank all of you for joining us today. Tomorrow is Friday, and we are heading down to Lust. It's Fantastic Friday. We've got our extempo competition on. Our reigning extempo champ, Marlon Calendar, is going to be defending his crown. Maybe, viewers, maybe this year of all years, you will have an opportunity to see the mighty Paco in action. Yes, that's his name, Anton Parks, the mighty Paco. Oh yeah, I know. See, Alan is shocked. I saw that here. You may have a chance to see the mighty Paco in action, taking on the reigning champ, Marlon Calendar. You never know. So we've got quite an exciting program for you tomorrow. You may even see Julian Ski trying a thing or two. You never know. All right, so we want to say have a great day. We've got GMT coming up with Chanel Felix in just a little bit. So we invite you to stay on with us here at Tobago Updates. Continue viewing, and we will see you tomorrow. So blessings to you. Be safe, Tobago. Bye-bye.
Today was the day to look at phase 2, to look at access points to a well-deserved, or long-awaited, I should say, housing development. This has been on the books for quite a number of years, so within the next month, we should have the contract awarded, so we can bring much relief to the people of Tobago. It's north of the police station, I should say, and it's comprised of 47 acres of lands. After the RFP is sent out to the 6 shortlisted contractors, we're going to decide on who wins the bid or who wins the tender, and then we issue a contract. And from there, fireworks. We're going to experiment high-rise apartment building, but this is the first of the 4 projects that we have started to do. We have Adventure, we have Adelphi, and we have Colon. The Executive Council is trying to change the policies whereby once persons shows interest and they're selected, we could start making a mortgage payment as early as possible. We're trying to encourage other persons, probably returning residents, that they could also be part of the housing draw.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates.
good morning, and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. You know, this is the place where we get your morning started with that conversation that is needed and asking those questions that you want to know. Now, this morning we have a really special feature, and I will be playing, I will be having Candace here for a segment on as she does an interview with the Friendship Estate. But before we even get into that with Candace Jackson this morning, I want to start off with our news in 90 seconds. So guys, the deputy political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, Kiesel Jackson, resigned yesterday in a social media post. She explained that the political leader, Watson Duke, is not stable enough for her genuine support. She also accused him of being disrespectful and acting impulsively. In response, Mr. Duke posted a live video on his Facebook page where he detailed an intimate personal relationship with Mrs. Jackson, that disintegrated, leading to her resignation. Duke also accused Ms. Jackson of physical abuse and later posted receipts of a police report to validate his claims. Additionally, accommodation providers in Tobago are not responding to emails from prospective guests. According to the executive chairman of the Tobago Tourism Agency Limited, Alicia Edwards, she made the statement yesterday at the tourism stakeholders meeting in Shore Park Cultural Complex. Edwards complained that TTAL was approached on many occasions by international tour agencies who experienced issues in securing bookings with some accommodation providers. She pointed out that poor experiences like this undermined the marketing efforts of TTAL and discouraged visitors from considering Tobago for their vacation. And finally, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley failed to sell the defunct Petrotrin refinery in Pointe-à-Pierre to Guyana. Dr. Rowley pitched the sale of the refinery at the International Energy Conference at an expo in Guyana on Tuesday. However, as the conference continued yesterday, Guyana's Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas, Cherie Hadip Peri, turned down the offer, saying that they would rather construct their own refinery to meet the needs of their growing energy industry in Guyana. And that was your news in 90 seconds. So guys, as I told you this morning, we have a special feature from my co-host, Mrs. Candace Jackson, and she's going to be on with us as she talks to the Friendship Estate about what is happening down there. So right after the break, guys, be sure to stay tuned. Be sure to like, share, and add your comments. Share the live, share the live, share the live. I will see you right after this break.
60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Hey.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denasia.
Let's go.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, like I said before we went to the break, I am here at Friendship Estate where we are going to be giving you a bit of the history of what's happening now and some things are to come in a little bit. But to get into some of the history of this
very important estate here in Tobago. I'm going to be introducing you to Mr. Alexander Collins. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
All right, so Mr. Alexander, you have been here for quite a long time.
Yes, since 1976.
And you would have come after your father and so on.
Sure, right.
So you've been working on this. This is a family thing here, working on this estate.
I worked on this estate when I was about 14 years, you know. Yeah, the first time I get back pay on this estate, which was about just $36.
Wow. I mean, can't really do much with that money now, but I mean, it was something back then.
Yeah, that time was plenty. You know?
And you've remained here and you've continued to work.
Yes, but plenty of the building and structure destroyed. So I'll just move it around and they'll get a little idea where was there, was there, and things like that.
All right, so as I move it around, like, how old is this estate? Do you know?
This estate, I go be 60 years this year, and my great-grandfather worked in this estate, so this estate had to be 200, maybe more, for a very long time.
And what can you tell us about what happened here before? You know, what were some of the activities that used to take place?
Well, in the estate here, normally you had the workers come and work. The boss was living in the pickup mill over there, so you had the workers used to come to the estate and work, who doing copra, who driving tractor, picking up coconut, who cleaning the coconut trees and them, who is mechanic. You have the shop and all different little nature of life was there now.
Well, you could just take me around and just show me some of these places.
Yes, where the area where the sheep pen was, where they mine sheep there, nearly about 30,000 or more sheep for the past years when I was around. So I've taken you to the area, but the building demolished. You could only see some little bits of the wall and things there still of idea of the past now, which is down this way. And
so they still use rare sheep here, 3,000 sheep.
Yeah, they separate the young ones one side, the big mothers and them one side, and they get all the rams in one pen. So they have them separate and let them go according to how they're feeding them.
And then they also used to rear donkeys.
Yes, well, the pen was in that area, the donkey and horse was on the next side right here. But as I said, the building and them demolished now. So I could only give an idea that was raising donkey and horse in the back here.
So like how many donkeys and so on used to be there?
And the gentleman, he have about 5 donkeys. Around about 5 donkeys, but he had mule with them too. So he had donkeys and he had mule. The mule was to transport most time the foreman used to ride the mule most time to go out and come in, because those days you hardly get transport was on foot walking. No?
Yes.
So you're glad to get a donkey to ride go the distance.
So you used to ride a donkey too?
Yeah, I get 1 and 2 times I would get a ride from a donkey through that the same guy was living in the same village up by me, so you know. So I used to get a little ride. And behind your back here now is where they have the mill. After you do the cook, all where we standing out here, so they used to get coconut throw all on the ground here, all going all out there, all up there. And here now is where they have the mill. The mill now is after you do the copra work, they used to cry the beans and them into that mill, throw them into the beans them, close so call out to the copra house, so they dry all the copra for shipment and bag them and things like that. So this is that small area right here.
And when did this stop operation?
Well, this stop operation, when I was there in 76, it was working. I believe it worked right down to about in the 80s now.
Wow.
About in 1980, somewhere down there before them place there. The owner, Gordon Grant used to run it, so Gordon Grant moved away with a white man from England named Wallace. Britain used to, a white man used to run it, so he leave and he went away and different guys come. The whole system at the estate changed from that. You know, different people come, different thing happen. So they stopped doing the copra work. So that is why that end they shell out all the sheep, no sheep there. You see an open behind it, so that means they don't need donkey and the horse. Now, still today, you have the horse pen on the next side up there, so you could continue on that side where the horse is.
Of course.
So they're done with all the copra work on this behalf here. All copra work done. So I crying you wrong now, after they do the shell now from the copra, where the mill, the area where the mill was now, busting up the shell them, turning them to fiber, shifting out the dust one way, and getting all the straw and baling them together and make things. I don't know if it's bed matches they was making those days with them, but plenty bed was making with fiber. No?
And then we say export that.
Yeah, they used to export a lot of fiber from this estate by the bales, big bales from this estate. And then on the next side over here now, there where the person controlling the boss live, the gentleman from, so you have a garden in the back behind there, all the peacocks and peahens.
So peacocks, like this estate was famous for peacocks at one point in time.
Yes, peacocks and peahen. Yeah, it was the favorite place in Tobago for peacock and peahen. You have the most bird of that was there.
Wow.
Since we walk in there, we passing through them here, you know. There was plenty all about there and things, plenty. But since as the person was doing the first business, he gone, as I said, other people come in, they start to catch them and cage them and cry them to Trinidad, catch and cage them to go so. So everybody must have peacock from friendship. And friendship today now don't have none to show you.
No peacocks left.
Yes, I can't show you no peacock, not even a feather.
Oh man.
So this other breakdown place over there now, this breakdown place right here, yeah, where they used to do the fiber for the shipping out of the country to sell. This house here now is the fiber house. You have the machine. You have the machine there, right here. This was the fiber house. You have the machine. I think it built quite up. They got thing like a small house quite up in the air.
Yeah.
You have the normal building with all the machine underneath there, and to the top have another house. The fiber coming up through the machine, climb up and go up there, and I don't know what flipping out, and one going so, and the next one going so, and he going down into the next machine, and he ramming, and then he clamping with the wire everything there, and then he dropping out. Yeah, that was the fiber house.
So that sounds like a lot of exciting work.
Yeah, plenty work, plenty excited work. And then this little shed here now, this is an extension of the garage where all the vehicles and them got the tractors and them used to park. And right between them, so you have the place for the trailers and them for the tractors. We tractor have the garage, and then you have the area so for the trailers and them. This house, this house you know is like you come from Barbados, you know, you come and you
so it was like a guest house.
Yeah, so you could have stayed there now and work on the estate one time.
Wow.
And things like that. And then the office for you to go and get pay was right up on this first side of the building there. And then down below underneath there was the garage. Down underneath on that side there.
And of course these were, before there were houses here, there used to be sugar mills.
Yeah, these was mill first before people started to live there. But they said the slave and then bring the stone and bale, you know. So it was sugar mill, that was the mill them first. Before people really fix it up now and live and keep, all up to today, they're still fixing and living, you know. Because the guy they're fixing right wrong there one day and thing and making it look nice and thing. And them building have very long age with them. So yeah, this was this part of the estate here. Over on the next side over there now, there were the foreman. But now, since as they end up with so much of horses, and the pasture down there end up with so much of bush through to workers, lack of workers, they end up now, we have to clear up this side and bring them on this side here, and then we have to use the little area down in the back there now, where we have now, and use couple horses just to occupy the area down in the back there.
Wow. So how many people were employed here back in the heyday, back when you were young?
When, like in the 70s, well, I could give an average, I feel is around about 21, 22. It could be a little more, because you have people doing the copra work. Was plenty of people was doing the copra work there, right? Families coming and doing there, from Canaan, Mount Pleasant, you look as close as you be, you walk and you come in. Then you have the drivers to the tractors, them not doing the coconut work. Then you have the the guys them walking by the sheep pen. You have the guys them walking with the donkey. That guy walking with the donkey and the horse in the back there. Then the foreman now, he have the guys them were doing wrong day. Wrong day now is a system like the coconut tree and them growing up in there, and all them trees growing upside it and getting tall. You cut down right wrong it. So they used to call that wrong day and things like that. So, and then you had the people in the fiber house, and then you had the mechanic. And then upstairs there, it could be more, just little more than that. Upstairs the house by the office there, you about 2 persons was working inside there, because you know you have a payday. So you have to be checking right.
And then you came to this building to get your pay, and this is over 100 years old.
Yes, this building there, I coming in here when I 13 years. These buildings have plenty age, plenty age with them. Yeah, 100 and over. Yeah, 100 and over. Yeah, because these places I seen my grandfather and them just talk a different story them time before, and then the how you get an average how long they build some of the building and them being.
Certainly. Now, I mean, being here now in 2023 and looking back, how do you feel about the change and, you know, the fact that we're no longer doing coconut and copra and all that sort of thing? And
it's very sickening to know that it reached those crumbs now. That all the building can break down. You can't give a proper clue where the sheep was or nothing like that. All the birds, the peacock and pen, people take them who gone that way, who gone that way, and a lot of things malfunction. So he come like now, what we trying to do? We trying to see if we could find back. We're doing something different. We can't come back and do the estate up because all the field them take over a big bush and things like that, and coconut die out. So we try now to mine some horses, mine some fowl, do some farming, encourage people to come around and view a different idea to do that we go help people to come in and watch and view and see what we're going on and things like clean up the place, that you could stay and view right away as far as your eye could see and things like that. So you ain't gonna be frightened when you come into the compound and things, especially ladies.
certainly, I mean, safety is always important.
Sure, right. So you clean up the place and they look nice and things like that.
And you know, just about the preserving the history part of it, because like this estate has transformed so many times over the years.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of history attached to it.
Sure, right.
But we don't want it to be lost.
Well, if we keep damaging it like this, we're going to lose. You understand? Just leave it like take over and bush all the building, break down, and nobody ain't paying attention. It's lost, we lost. But if somebody come and pay attention and say, well, let we do that, let we do that, and brighten up the place a little bit now, you'll find we go have a thing flowing now.
Yeah, man.
People will be in out, so we get back lively.
So, and why do you stay here still? Like, why?
Well, again, it's since 13 years, my mother, my grandfather, my grandmother, my mother, my father all worked right here. So I have a thing here now.
Yes.
He's very friendly. Right.
And certainly very passionate.
Yes, sure, right.
All right. So, well, thank you, Mr. Alexander, for just giving us just a little look at...
A taste.
A little taste, because trust me, there's a whole lot more. A lot of it is in the bush too, and we might get into some of that. So you don't want to miss it, because when we come back from the break, we're going to get into some more of Friendship Estate.
NCW Productions presents Mako and Hush. Rest. The Tour. The After Carnival release. February 26, Shaw Park Complex, 4 p.m. Come see the future in comedy, music, drama, pan, and dance, alongside some of the biggest names in entertainment, all on one stage. See performances from Shawayne Winchester, Culture B, Swappy, Chappie, Ding Dong, Too Real, and Mikey Tower. Jara Nurse, Jared Balfour, KMC, Chance to Dance, comedians like The Drunken Saint, Kivo, Jerome Richardson, Kevin Sawyer, NCW, the Social Media All-Stars, and much, much more. See special appearance from the More Life Twins and newly added to the cast, Brother B. You can get your limited early bird tickets on islandetickets.com or visit any one of our advertised outlets. For more information, please call JB on 398-9107 or contact Sean at Jade Monkey Bar. Rest. The Tour comes to Tobago.
We are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches. We are rivers. We are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying Tobago.
back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Well, viewers, I am here again, still at Friendship Estate. And yes, this is a historical place because it was very important to horse racing and so on back in the day. And as you can see, there still are horses here. There's a couple being fed along with chickens, along with some ducks. And to give us an idea of what's been happening with the horses and, you know, just I guess for the animals, we have none other than Mr. Richard Stevens. Mr. Richard Stevens, sorry, who is one of the people that are in charge of taking care of the horses. Good morning and welcome to you.
Hello, welcome.
All right. So tell me about the horses you guys have here. These are just 2 of them.
Yeah, well, it actually have 8 horses on the compound. You understand? And you see a lot of ducks and things incorporated into it. And these are X-race horses with nice temperament and thing, and people friendly that, you know, they could come and do riding and thing at any age, because we have people as old as 71 the last recently coming to ride horse, and they all intrigued about what they get, the little checking on the horses and them in the nature, and as well to the beaches and so on and thing. And
right,
well, I'm here, I'm ready to take care of the horses and them, and you see that in the distance that we are repairing our stables. You understand? And I will walk you by to show you that the little part of the stables, and the horse coming up there, and plus we have little honey and all that thing which this do good with horses as well too, you know, nutrition and people health and things.
And I just like the atmosphere because I mean the horses, I don't know if you can watch a little bit, the horses are so unbothered by the chickens and the ducks. They're just there. They're just there.
Well, yeah. Like family.
Like family.
And here is friendship, so at least we can say they're friends.
Oh, certainly, certainly. I mean, and you have been with horses for a long time,
right?
I
have a license on the Trinidad and Tobago Racing Authority since 1988, and I have a trainer license, 21 years now. I get it in 2001.
And here comes one of the hungry ones.
That one is Banana Chips.
Banana Chips?
Yeah. She used to be very quick in the races, but her temperament is nice, and she liked to work with children and as well as the middle-aged people as well as everything else. Yeah.
Oh yes, and she looks like she loves to gallop.
Yeah, she loves to run. She likes to run from in front too. Yeah. She kind of a little bullyish and all too.
Oh, yeah. See?
She says, my turn to eat now, and all they don't eat all this shit already.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
She ain't got the right pan yet.
Oh man. But I mean, you know, what's it like working with horses?
Well, it's a enjoyment that I love. You understand? I like working with horses. It gives you a kind of competitiveness about yourself. You understand? You have to get up and get going. You have to keep the horses and them, whatever they say, sung and ready to go, calm. You understand? And they are very muscular animal, but they're very delicate. You understand? And you have to be able to visualize the first step of some ailment that's taking place with them. If you're not here with them often, then something could go unnoticed and it could lead to, well, I don't want to say death, but it is big chaos.
Yeah.
You understand? And a lot of work to kind of get it all straight now and thing, yeah. And
so we're constructing some stables here for the horses?
Yeah, 10. And a tack room and a feed room as well too. And we constructing a deck as well on the thing with a tree with tree protruding through the building itself. You understand? That's in case people come to watch the children ride or something like that, they could go and enjoy like a drink or relax up there. You understand?
So what is the vision for here and reviving the estate?
Well, for me, I see here as a place where it's so natural, you understand, and I just love to be here instead of buzzing around cars and all them kind of thing. And the whole thing about the whole estate itself, it kind of give you a sense to want to be here and probably raise a family here as well too. No? You understand? Because, you know, it have a lot of hiccups and things that going around all around, you know, we're not spared anyway, but sometimes, you know, you just feel like safe in here because of the animals and all them thing, and you see progress, meaning that I love to see nice things, and I just trying to see this thing here where they're trying to incorporate here, and I want to be a part of it. You understand? And it have a lot of things else that we incorporate into our, well, I wouldn't want to say a project, I would say like an enterprise.
Yes.
You understand? And we do have some bees in the back here. You understand? If you walk in the distance, here is the pasture with the horses and them come here. Part of the question they asked, what I see in here visualize. Well, for me, it's all about like maintaining the place and making a balance where you could get the money generated to that, so that you know that you could do all that you could see and you want to see in here. And probably I will say to be able to run the place, like, you know, they have the barracks and then they have a place when they come to Tobago to house their horse and things. So I trying to bring the place up to date, so that if we ask them or if they see it looking in a nice orderly way, probably they might take a venture and house their horses here, which would be a plus for us and all too, safety wise as well, to bring in presence of police and all them thing into the avenue and thing, and that make it feel more secure and things. So.
And it's staying in tune with what the history of the place was, because I mean, of course, this was where people came long time to breed their horses and so on. So I mean, it's just sort of reviving that. I mean, and so you say out here is just...
Yeah, we have some honey box just right in the back of them trees, and then we get to sneak up a little bit close without, you know, feeling unsafe. But they are European bees, you understand? They're not like the African bees, and then where there's be... Like aggressive, yeah. And we try to incorporate everything within nature, you understand, and try to be able to sustain ourselves. Maybe we might get a product to go out there, you understand, and then when we have a little event and thing, we could always have our crops and thing endorsed into it, maybe cook it as well for the people and them, you understand, so that they're able to partake in it, and then sell as well, so they could go home and prepare it for themselves too. Yeah. And you can see a lot of manure being generated from the horses and so on and things, so you could incorporate back into garden and probably get people to buy some, you understand, and keep the place going.
Yeah. I mean, and it is really beautiful here.
Yeah. The bees box is right there, as you can see.
Oh yes, that's an apiary.
Yeah, I know. Want to carry up a little close, probably camera could zoom up. You can see a little activities going on here and all too.
And it's a perfect place because you have all the flowers and everything for you to get that nectar.
Yeah.
Just so important, because bees are like so essential to our ecosystem.
Yeah.
And everything is so connected with bees.
Yeah.
So it's really nice. And the bees don't bother the horses.
No, don't bother the horses and them just eat right there. You see the grass is well low there, so you know the horses and them just be in and out there and all them things. So they don't really have no harm. They are friends.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then all of the horses, they are ex-race horses that you will have.
Yeah.
All right. And are there any plans to sort of breed horses here?
Well, it's there, because breeding season starts in Trinidad and Tobago on the 15th of February, which is a couple of days. And maybe if you don't have a stallion here, maybe you can get people to house two mare that get born on the premises and probably go on to races. We have some horses there. Maybe if you feel like bringing in a stallion and we get a foal from it and whatever and thing, and look the pedigree and the looks, maybe you never know. We could be racing it on our own if the races probably start back.
Maybe we can revive horse racing in Tobago.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you think about that idea?
Well, I am a licensed trainer and I will welcome that any day, anytime. If I was in Tobago, living in Tobago, and it had a track, I would feel more, but the track is in Trinidad.
Yes.
So it's kind of, I ain't saying competing, but if I was here now, I'd be more relaxed and, you understand? But
at least you get to be around the horses, take care of them. And
yeah, well, this year, I really enjoy doing it. It's fun to be around people, scared, happy to ride a horse. Some people, they reach 71 years and they say, I never ridden a horse, and this endorsement into the horse or incorporation into the horse, I was so overwhelmed. Some of them say it as epic. They have all kind of different fancy word and thing, and I mean that just create a vibes into me that I just wanting to just put it out there. You know?
Certainly.
Yeah,
certainly.
and it's something that people really do enjoy. It attracts a lot of people from different ethnic group, and tourism. I ride people from Turkey just a couple of weeks ago, and they travel from here, and they really supposed to come back. So probably they get a taste of paradise, and then they will have the wanting to come back from Turkey into the paradise again. You understand?
Certainly.
So yeah, so I hope that all is well with her, and she'll be able to travel back, and we'll see how it go from there.
Yeah. And it's going to be amazing too when you guys complete the stables, and you can have a proper little home for them.
Yeah.
So that's really important.
Yeah, well, keeping them from sheltered from the sun and all them thing, and then having them housed, you could be able to collect more manure and wherever and thing, and that we planting and looking to sell some manure and thing for people commercially, wherever, and it will work. You know?
Nice. All right, so tell us where we're off to now.
Well, we're off to here one of the a well. I don't know the age of this well here, but
one of the secrets of Friendship Estate.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts when I came here 20 years ago. I used to come here and I watch here, and it was one of my secret spots. You understand? And you could see how naturic it is, flowers on the ground.
And then the horses love to come inside of here.
Yeah, to relax and thing, yeah, and stay away from the sun and thing, and maybe from me and all too, from looking to get them out for a ride or whatever.
Oh. So, and you have a nice little pond here.
Yeah, pond, we just call it a lake. Well, I don't know if it's the right terms, you know, but it's so nice with a lot of lilies and water ducks and thing inside there if you could get close enough.
And most importantly, mud for the horses.
Yeah, well, that'll keep them
cool.
Their foot and all supple and all too, not getting too hard and thing, you know.
Oh wow, it's actually quite big.
Yeah. It keep on growing, and it just keep on growing because the water that's flowing out through the ground, you know, and maybe how they say everything changing.
Yes.
You understand, and probably changing for the best.
And of course with all the lilies.
Lilies and maybe some fish and thing that people could come and throw a line there and have a nice picnic day or a day out, and they don't know they're in paradise itself.
So do the horses like to come in and bathe in here?
Inside of here and eat some of them shrubs and them inside of there, maybe the lilies and thing here, they inside of there.
Wow.
Chest height, meaning that up to the chest. Yeah, and they will waddle through the water and thing, and even when you're calling them and all too, they will run across or swim across on the other side.
Because they know you can't run after them there.
Yeah.
Oh, they're quite smart.
Yeah.
Wow.
And they just come and cool out in the water and all too. So you don't really have to bathe them, but the little mud and thing that they get on the foot and so on, we will just take care of it and thing.
Yes. And you say that, so this was a well, so there should be a structure somewhere
Yeah,
there.
somewhere in the middle there, we probably see the galvanized there.
Yes.
And it probably just break down and thing, and the water just coming up on its own and just spreading. And then when a lot of rain that we had from all the water accumulate in this low spot.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there is some underground water around here.
Yeah. That is right in the middle there.
One of the many secrets at Friendship Estate.
Did you have some wild cows and thing inside of here and all too, you know?
Wild cows?
Yeah, that cow that didn't, I didn't say they didn't have no owners, but they were just roaming wild inside of here. Yeah.
All right. Well, viewers, we have a lot more to show you. So I want to thank you, Mr. Stevens, for this little part. But there's some more exciting things coming up after the break, so don't go anywhere.
Good morning, Tobago. Wake up with Candace and Denise.
Let's go. It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up.
This is it.
Excel Spa by Haley. where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. X-Sales Power by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, and all throughout the episode, viewers, we've been showing you around Friendship Estate. But if you want to come, well, you are free to come, but there is a special way you can come and experience Friendship Estate in all its natural glory and learn more about its secrets, because trust me, this place has a whole lot of secrets that we have not yet aired. But to talk to us a little bit about this special thing coming up, we have none other than Mr. Sean McCoon. Good morning and welcome to you. How are you?
Morning, Candice. All right, so the Friendship Estate is basically a heritage site, or many activities of historical significance would have occurred here over the past century or so. What is important is for us to know, now that we're getting the type of media exposure thanks to Tobago Updates, is that you have three entities that operate on the Friendship Estate. You have the Friendship Riding Stables, you have the Friendship Arts Foundation, and you have the Friendship Farm. Friendship Farm does organic farming. It's a new operation, a couple years running, and you know, as the infrastructure is built out, you see more and more interest and more crops being cultivated, etc. Then you have the Friendship Riding Stables. I think you would have done some walking through in that area. Yes. And it's a really nice thing for families, for visitors to the island, and some really great activities happening there. Mm-hmm. Also, you have the Friendship Arts Foundation, which I want to tell you a little bit about. So we have the Friendship Festival, which has happened for 12 years running.
Right on the spot.
Right on this very spot. It's a hidden gem. You have many people that don't know about the festival, but what it does, it creates a space for artists, for musicians, for people who are into visual arts, people who are into creative arts and other things, culture and history, etc., to come and really showcase their work. Sometimes we have resident artists that stay here. There's actually an Airbnb at one of the mills. And that is also being developed, and some new furnishings being put in. Also, the Friendship Festival is happening this year from the 24th to the 26th, which is the weekend after Carnival.
All right, and I mean, as we're talking about that Friendship Festival, let's have a walk and see at least some of the, well, you could tell me where we are walking to.
Right, so this mill, we have a family that resides here, and there's an Airbnb at the top of the mill. And over at the other mill, we have some other residents. A studio is actually being built there now, and a few other basic pieces of infrastructure needed for accommodation.
Yes.
Right, all of this is being done under the Friendship.
And this is, of course, a very naturalistic experience, so this is not luxury, this is...
No.
Yeah, an eco-friendly kind of experience.
Off the beaten track. Many of our visitors to the island want something different. You know, close enough in the west of the island. You have all the amenities around, you have the airport, you have different things that's well within reach, but you have, as I said, a hidden gem.
Yes.
Now the festival actually takes place over here. You would see some activities happening, preparations being made. This area is actually where the stage would be. These things are cleared out. You have a stage here, you have sound, you have lighting, you have things like that. And it is promising to be much bigger and much better this year. You also find that we give local artists a chance to showcase their work and their talent. We have a good lineup this year that promises to be quite interesting. Right? If you look over there, you'll see a teepee.
Oh, nice.
Yes. Right? It used to be a sail for a yacht.
Oh.
A sailboat. And it was recycled to make a teepee. Now we also have camping activities here on the farm. Occasionally you would find that some of the visitors to the island want to actually have the camping experience, and they would do it right here. Right? So those are some of the activities that we have lined up. Also for the festival, Candice, we will have a craft and artisan market, and we invite any craftspeople, or at least people who have art, who have craft, who have books, to come on down to the festival and display. Saturday night being the most packed with activities.
I mean, and this is such an amazing space, because like literally as he is speaking, there are some butterflies and dragonflies right here. I don't think you've seen this many, and the different colors, the types, all of that, as well as there are some interesting birds. Like as he's speaking, I'm a little bit distracted because there are some birds that you're seeing there that are not birds that you typically see out, you know, just out and about. But of course, I mean, it's difficult to get into there right now, but yeah, there's so much to experience.
Yeah, absolutely. And just on another note, Candice, the Friendship Arts Foundation is actually a registered NGO. We have 3 directors, Mr. Derek Hearn, who is the caretaker and owner of this estate, well, at least the caretaker of the estate, and we have and we have Mr. Sheldon Blackman, the son of the late great Ras Shorty I, founder and creator of soca music.
Nice.
He is very instrumental in being an advocate for this sort of living and this sort of lifestyle. Natural, eco-friendly, and in tune with the natural environment, and myself as a director. So what we're bidding to have done here is for here to be registered as a UNESCO heritage site, as a protected site. So the NGO, which is Friendship Arts Foundation, is actually doing the proposal. As we speak, it's in train to have this area recognized right here in Tobago as even further, not just a UNESCO heritage site, but something that attracts more investment and attracts more, at least visitors, to come and see the hidden gems that we have right here in Tobago.
And I mean, again, I can't even begin to see how much hidden gems we actually have here on this estate with the amount of history that we've had. So yes, so just for the viewers' sake, how can they get in touch with anybody? First of all, if they want to be a part of the Friendship Festival, or if they just want to come here, spend a day and experience it for themselves.
Right, so there's the Friendship Riding Stables Facebook page. We are actually revamping our website at this time, which is timestopstobago.com. Right, that will be up and running again at some point later this week into next week. But you can look on Facebook, you will see Friendship Festival TT, and you will also see the Friendship Riding Stables. You can reach out on Facebook, share information. If you're interested in coming down to the festival, if you're interested in bringing our group to do horseback riding, you can reach out via Facebook on that page.
All right, want to thank you, Mr. Sean McCoon, and of course want to thank you to the Friendship Riding Stables and the farm, everybody who have been so welcoming to us here and just letting us come and experience and see for ourselves what is still here on this very historic site in Tobago. I mean, Tobago, we have quite a lot of history, and we don't even know all the history that we have. We're barely there to tap into it. But that's what we at Tobago Updates are here for, just bringing these things out for you, the public, to come and enjoy. This is going to be, if you're into this kind of thing, if you're into just that naturalist experience, this is the place to be. If you want to experience the horses, if you're into butterflies, and I mean, there's quite a lot of butterflies here. I don't know if you've known, but Tobago has been going through a rough time with butterflies. We're finally getting back our butterflies here in Tobago. So, and it's so wonderful to see the many different colors that are here just in walking around, So if that's, something that you're into, if you want to learn about horses, you want to experience the birds, yes, the beach, just hiking, there's so much you can do here. Get connected and come on down. All right, that's it from me, Candice Jackson. It was such a pleasure being here, and thank you for viewing. And
it's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks a favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power, we are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are rivers, we are melanated ones. We special and there is no denying. Tobago is number one. I am you and you are me. Together we stronger. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Tobago. This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show, and everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show, and everybody
this is your show.
Everybody only worrying. Never ever worry. Don't mind how things looking hard. I tell them never ever worry. If your life can't get damaged bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. Don't mind if life make you sad. I tell them never ever worry. If your house get flooded out real bad. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil is always right here for you. I tell them never ever worry. If sickness catch you off guard. I tell them never ever worry. If times fall on you real hard. I tell them never ever worry. What I'm saying is true. So just consider Tatil will always be here for you.
Never worry about a thing. Tatil, where people are people. You know what I mean.
MI4 Security Services Company is the most advanced security service in Tobago. Ask about our cash and transit service. It's safe, risk-free, reliable, and timely. We provide safe banking delivery for all business types and sizes with highly trained staff, 24/7 monitoring, coordinated emergency response, and a well-maintained fleet of armored vehicles. Contact us at 660-7723 or visit our website at www.mi4securitytt.com to sign up today.
NCW Productions presents Mako and Hush. Rest. The Tour, the After Carnival release, February 26, Shaw Park Complex, 4 p.m. Come see the future in comedy, music, drama, pan, and dance, alongside some of the biggest names in entertainment, all on one stage. See performances from Shawayne Winchester, Culture B, Swappy, Chappie, Ding Dong, Too Real, and Mikey Tower. Jara Nurse, Jared Balfour, KMC, Chance to Dance, comedians like The Drunken Saint, Kivo, Jerome Richardson, Kevin Sawyer, NCW, the Social Media All-Stars, and much, much more. See special appearance from the More Life Twins and newly added to the cast, Brother B. You can get your limited early bird tickets on islandetickets.com or visit any one of our advertised outlets. For more information, please call JB on 398-9107 or contact Sean at Jade Monkey Bar. Rest. The Tour comes to Tobago.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
February 21st, Frenchfield, Tobago. We get ready for We Backyard.
Yeah.
Carnival Tuesday morning. The Cooler event. The Cooler package, $150, and the breakfast combo with Cooler, $300. Doors open at 4 a.m. Featuring Selector Florida, Apollo, Sound Assassin, King Legal, Hyper J, Sean, Madman Ish, Bad Jack, and Stewie 357.
I come here for no stand up. I come to party with
Remember, no ice, no glass bottle, and no chaser. Carnival Tuesday morning. Are you ready for the fall? Water, coolers, breakfast. We Backyard. Powered by Campari and Magnum Tonic Wine.
I come from a place I love. Vibes don't make us never stop. Like something that's true away.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Something telling me Joe, something telling me where, something telling me this is the end. I can feel the spirit, it calling me, the spirit calling me, spirit, it calling me. Start to jump around
Excel Spa by Haley, where our highly trained staff are ready to deliver the top-class services in facial massages, waxing, nail enhancement and body treatment. We are ideally located at Coco Avenue, Switzerland, Tobago. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, TripAdvisor, or you can call us on 730-0149. Excel Spa by Haley. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate.
The best place to stay in Tobago is at Thorn's Place, with rates starting as low as 200 TT. Call or WhatsApp 745-7306 or 682-8676. We are located uptown Scarborough, 5 minutes away from the port. Remember, at Thorn's Place, our aim is to make your stay safe and affordable.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These ranges from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, bull joil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Mamai Lakai Home Services. We specialize in cleaning of carpets and rugs, mattresses, living room and dining room sets, vehicle detailing, cleaning and sanitizing of homes and commercial spaces. We also do landscaping and tree cutting, pressure and power washing, floor care, fumigating and air purifying. You can also call us for professional painting services, babysitting and adult sitting. Call us now 333-4430 at Mamai Lakai Home Services. We take cleaning to another level.